And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, standing 6 feet even, weighing in officially 170 pounds. Fighting out of Dayton, Ohio, here is Chris, the Card Collector West!
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Chris here, Mayce Collectibles. Happy Thursday to you. Today I've got a great video for you. We're going to be doing a UFC card PSA submission tutorial. This is going to be a rather quick video, and I'm going to try to just kind of cut step to step and keep it real basic and simple, and try to remember to cover as much detail as I have. So two things real quick before we get started in this. One, everybody kind of submits in their own way, so don't think that what I'm doing here is law and that it's the only way you can submit. However, I would say this is one of the more common practices and ways of submitting your cards to PSA, where you can be rest assured that everything will go smoothly. So again, I'm not saying this is the end-all be-all of how to submit your cards to PSA, but what I am telling you is that this is an approved and effective method. So let's jump into this. Real quick too, before we get started, there's still a few holiday boxes left. Panini said if they don't all sell out, they might not make cards in 2021. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just the rumor. And secondly, tomorrow night, Periscope, MaceCollectibles.com. You can find the link or in the description here or in the little icons that are on the YouTube banner. But join me tomorrow night. I think 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night for giveaways, live product breaks, so on and so forth. I really hope to see you all there. All right, enough of that. Let's get into this. So in grading UFC cards, there's going to be a few things that you need. The first thing being cards that you want to get graded. Boom, we got a card that we want to get graded. The next thing that you're going to need is penny sleeves and card savers. Now look, you can use any kind of card saver that you want, and we'll get more into this in just a few when we go to actually put the cards in the card savers. But we've got some steps to do prior to that, and then I'll explain what kind of card savers to use and so on. But you need card savers. I use card saver 1s. You don't have to use Cardboard Gold brand or anything like that, but you do need the right size. These are different sizes. Card saver 1s are great for chrome, gives you plenty of room to breathe and put your cards in there without them being too tight or anything like that. So 1s work great. That's what I use. That's what I recommend that you buy. But the first thing that we got to do, the first thing I do, is I will take I got a big stack here. Yeah, we'll just use these two for an example. So what I like to do is take the cards out of the one touch, even though you can see very well in the one touches. Like some of mine, you can see my one touches are scratched here, and I don't want to mistake that for what's on the card during this process. So the first thing that we got to do, let's get these cards over in penny sleeves real quick and get them checked out. Boom, in penny sleeves. All right, so what I do now is I like to come over and just make sure that there's, with my naked eye, I look the card over really well using all the light I have available, checking for any scratch, stings, checking the corner, checking my centering. I do my own little check. So you're just checking for any kind of scratches, nicks, anything like that. You don't want to send a card in that you know is going to get a poor grade and excuse me, waste your money. So I like to give it a good once over, because I can assure you, if you can see it with your naked eye, they're going to find it. They use specialty equipment, different kinds of essentially like a microscope and heavy lighting, and trust me, if there's something there, they will find it that you cannot see with the naked eye. So if you can see something with your naked eye on your card, you can expect that it's going to get dinged for that. This looks pretty great. I don't see anything at all. And Islam, I've already checked these, so I know that they're good. Nothing at all. All right, great. So now we've got our two cards. They're in penny sleeves. They're a little unprotected. Makes me very nervous, so we don't want to take too long here. Our cards are in shape. We've got cards in penny sleeves ready to go. So now we're ready to submit. Let's head over to the computer. We're going to go to PSA Cards website and get these logged in, and I'll show you how to do that right now. Let's go over to the computer. All right, so we're over on the computer. The audio might be a little sketchier, so I apologize about that. The first thing we're going to do here is jump on a computer with internet access, and we're going to go to PSAcard.com. PSAcard.com. Oops. That'll bring you right here on the landing page, and up in the right hand corner you're going to want to make an account. If you don't have an account yet, that's free to do. You can just sign up, You can join one of the clubs. I'll get into that later. If you guys want it, I'll make a more detailed PSA video that covers the different clubs and monthly specials and bulk submissions and all these other different things that you can do if you guys have interest. But for today, I want to keep it real simple and basic. So you're going to make an account. When you make an account, you're going to click on this big green button in the top right corner. It says Submit. So we'll click on that. This is going to start a new submission. Click Start. We're going to come down here. You're going to just see some of the other submissions I have waiting that I made a couple days ago. Haven't finished this one yet. But anyways, you won't see anything there. This will all be blank for you. So you're just going to click on Start New Submission. And then this is where it gets confusing for people. There's different sizes of cards. There's different rules we're going to come into. But I'm going to show you this is it's much simpler than you think. So for the majority of you, if you're doing any Topps UFC card that's regular sized, whether it be Chrome, any of the early stuff, Main Event, rounds 1 through 4, any of those years, these are all regular sized cards. So you can just keep this tabbed right on the regular size. They're not super sized, they're not T3s, they're not jumbos, nothing like that. So just regular small size card. Next. And then you're going to come over here. What are you getting done? Are you grading, review, crossover, reholder? I'm doing a reholder right now, which is essentially just if you have a PSA graded card in an old case, you can get it put into the new Lighthouse case without getting it graded. They'll just reholder it. It's a much cheaper fee and a much quicker turnaround. If you're watching this video, chances are that's not why you're watching it. You're watching it to get your card graded. So you're just going to click on Graded. Right here, the vouchers. I've used all mine up. We'll get into that later. You may not see this if you're not in one of the collectors clubs. But that's all right. We'll cover that later. So we're going to click on grading. And then we come over here and it gets a little confusing again. We've got no autograph authentication, dual service, no grade to card or autograph, dual service, card grade only, autograph grade only, and card and autograph grade. And I know most of you are liking to submit some of your Chrome autos and so on and so forth. You do not need to get the auto graded. I think having the card graded is much more valuable to you, this is my opinion, than having the auto graded. People are much less interested in the grade of the auto than they are the card. Typically, if you have a killer card, having both is never going to hurt. Really, having any card graded with both will never hurt you. But for ease, price savings, and so on and so forth, you only need no autograph authentication because, as you can see here, post 1998, the card manufacturers started listing the autographs there with the guaranteed authentication themselves. So if it's a post-1998 card with an autograph, you can just click this one here right at the top. This is going to be your cheapest bet. They're just going to authenticate and grade the card, and they will say that it's a fighter autograph on there, so you don't have to worry about the authentication. Excuse me. All right, so we've got no autograph authentication selected. We're just coming over here now, and you can use that for a regular card or an auto card, remember. So we're going to come over here now. They've got different prices going on. You can get a value for trading card game, that's Pokemon, so on and so forth. You may not see these service levels if you're not in the club. It might just start here with regular. I can't remember how it works if you don't have an account with one of the clubs. Any cards, 2017 and newer with a maximum value post grading of $199, you can get done for $15 a card. A lot of you will be having to use regular for your cards, valued up to $999, and that's going to cost you $50 a card. But if you can get in here on the Value Ultra Modern or send in with someone else who has this, it can save you quite a bit of money, as well as jumping in on one of the specials. If you've got a really nice card, though, you might need to bump it up. The importance here, this is more like insurance, where it says max declared value per item. So this is what you're saying, the card cannot be worth more than the service level max declared value post grading. So say I have that Valentina Shevchenko and it's autographed and it's 101 and it's made out of diamonds and hopes and dreams. I'm not going to send that on regular because the most that they're going to insure it for is $999 or less for the totals. I'm sorry, $199 or less for the totals card. So if something happens to it, they don't just look at this, they will look at fair market value and offer you that. But it's like, getting cheap insurance for your home. You're not really saving money, you're just mitigating your protection in the event of a disaster. So I like to kind of keep this more accurate than not, even though, you know, the chances of something happening to your card are very, very low. PSA rarely makes mistakes like that. But it's nice to have, especially if it's a, you know, a nice card that you want to hang out to. So once you've selected here, what you can do, here's some more Collectors Club specials at the bottom. 4 times a year they run different specials: Pre-War, Magic, The Gathering, and Gridiron Greats. And you can save money, as you can see here, $8.59 and $10. It's much cheaper. They did Pokemon last quarter and so on. So there's different things you can do. We'll say regular, or we'll go in value, since many of you will probably be doing that. This might show up for you without an account. I cannot honestly remember. So we're going to click next. Come over here, and then this is it's real simple. Over here on the right hand side is going to show you, this is going to update in real time as you submit your card. So we'll say 2019, we just start typing a card in. Valentina Shevchenko. And now you can see Topps Chrome. Look, there's an autograph. Well, that's not what we want. We have the red, right? It's not the 83. So we can come over here, click on this one. Number 14, we're going to verify the card number on our card, Valentina Shevchenko, and then we're going to put in red refractor. Now, the importance of doing that, you can see all the different ones that have been put in there before. The reason that she's not populating is because no one has had that card graded yet. I think I put in 2020. No one has had that card graded yet. So if with UFC, it happens a lot more than with other cards, because so little people have had UFC cards graded. You might have to enter your own information here. And then for minimum grade here, right beside that, this is the minimum grade you're willing to accept. If you only want them to encapsulate your card, if it's a PSA 9 or higher, 8 or higher, 7 or higher, 6 or higher, whatever the case may be, you can put that there. It's going to ask you to confirm that you understand what that means, and that just means that if, say, you put a PSA 6 there and the card's a 5, they're not going to put it in a holder. They're just going to ship it back to you, but you will be charged the fee. I personally put no minimum grade and just let them grade it. That's what I do. But there's no right or wrong way to do it. You can do it however you like. And then we're going to put the declared value here. So we got to remember our service level. If you look on the right here, $199 maximum value. So I can't go over that. I'm going to do that. Now, keep in mind, these declared values are, when you add them all up when you're finished here, that's the total they're going to use to charge you insurance for shipping your cards back to you when they're done. So you're just going to go through, you click save. Valentina will populate right down here, and then you just go on to the next one and you enter them all in. And then once you have them all here, you'll see this continue to populate. We'll just add another one. We'll say, who did I have over there? Islam. So we'll say 2019 Topps UFC Chrome Islam. We'll see what comes up. Islam. Oh, somebody's got his red refractor graded from 2019 Chrome. Very nice. So we will just pretend we have the orange or the red here, and we'll put that in. And you can see over on the right here. Oh, we got an error. I didn't do a declared value. We'll just say $100. There we go. All right, so both listed here, and you can see over here it updated 2 items times 15 equals 30. So that's how you can keep an eye on how much you're spending here as you fill out your form. So once you have all your cards done, you're going to hit next. Now down here on submissions and requests, you can put different things like card blah 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 appears to be a miscut, or so on and so forth. Alright, so when you click next, you're going to come to this screen. You're going to want to verify your personal information in the top left of the screen. I'm not going to scroll up and show you that. It'll have your home address, phone number, everything like that you need. You're going to pick what return method you want. We definitely want insured shipping. Don't pick anything else. Definitely take insured shipping back in case something happens. Alright, so it's going to bring you to this screen, and it's going to tell you about all the different things you need to do, this and that, but I'll just show you. It's real simple. We're going to come down here. We're going to print submission ID label and form. So we'll print this, and once it's printed out, it should print out. It'll print out your all the copies that you need. So right here it's telling you about putting PSA copy 1 and 2 with your shipment, putting the ID label on. We'll show you all that. Just go right here, step 5, click on print submission, click print. And when you print, you got your forms, you're ready to submit. Now let's go back over to the table, and I'll show you where we go from here. All right, we're back at the table here. So for this step, we got our cards. We have our card savers. Remember, card saver 1s. That's my preference. And so what we're going to do now we already have our cards in our sleeves, is we need Post-it notes. Now this step is optional, but for me, I do it every time. Anything you can do to make the grader's life easier is going to work in your favor. I'm not saying they're going to give you a better score because you hooked them up, but I am telling you it would be smart to do everything you can to make their job easy and become favorable towards them. So some people use Post-it notes. I like using these bigger pieces because it has a bigger glue strip on the back. You can see how the glue strip is much larger on one like this. So I'll cut it right about there, halfway down, and then I'm going to make strips. I'm just going to make a bunch of strips like that. Then we're going to take our beautiful Valentina card here, and on the outside, not on your card, on the outside of the penny sleeve, you're just going to stick a little sticky note on there just like that. Okay, nice and easy. I would recommend wearing gloves so you don't get fingerprints everywhere. And we're just going to slide Valentina down in there, make sure that our little sticky note gets on there. And then once Valentina's down in there snug, I don't put them all the way to the bottom, that way they have some playroom. It should look like this. Now you see that's got plenty of room to breathe, but these card savers are not going to let this card slide around in here. Do not ship your cards to PSA in top loaders, okay? Certainly not one touches. A penny sleeve inside of a card saver one, and now you've got this nice little tab where they can just pull your card out. Okay, it makes it super fast for them. They enjoy that. It's not mandatory again, but I think it's smart to do everything you can to help them out. They got a lot of cards to grade, right? So we're going to do this to every card that we're submitting real quick and make a stack, and then we'll go from there. All right, so now we got our printout in front of us and we know what we're going to do. We got our cards packaged up here. Now this is way too big of a pile, so we're going to cut this in half. What we don't want is these cards to be unstable. You want to keep it kind of centered. A smaller stack is much better, and try to keep your cards centered. I'm just kind of really a nut about these kinds of things, a little bit OCD probably. But anyways, so the important thing that we got to do here is you got to make sure that whatever order you have in your list here is the order that your cards are in, okay? Because they'll charge you money to fix this. So like we'd look here, Valentina Shevchenko, that's a rookie card. There's quantity 2, so I need to have these in order. What next is her autograph, and then her autograph, and then I need rows, so that's not right. But those need to be in the exact same order that you have them on your list here. Okay, keep it on the order. Now I'm going to fast forward here. We'll just pretend that mine are already in order. Save a little time here. Once we have them in order over there, we can simply take these. I will grab, so what I do is I'll take a blank one. I don't like to use my, or an empty one rather. I don't like to use my card. So we're going to take an empty card saver and just put it up here and see how we got a little bit of give on each side. A little bit of space, nice and centered. We're going to cut that. Those of you who ship cards are super familiar with doing this, I'm sure. So do it like you're just shipping cards. And again, we're just doing it. This is how I do it. This is how a lot of people do it, but this is how I do it. So we'll say our cards are in order. This is only 53. So as you can see, the stacks get really big. I don't like to go more than maybe 25 at the absolute most. So we'll say 25 here. I got all my tabs in. Make sure your tabs are in. We're going to set those bad boys right down here. Okay, between two pieces of cardboard. Then we're going to take our 2 rubber bands. Now the more rubber bands you can put on, the better. But I'll usually just kind of do it like that. We're just looking for extra padding, okay? You can put them a long ways, however you want to do it, but get you some cardboard, get you some rubber bands, and then I take 2 sheets. Let me move these bad boys out of the way. I'll take 2 sheets of bubble wrap and wrap it like that. Pull it taut. And then bada bing, bada boom. Let's pull tight. Grab my infamous painter's tape here. And we're going to tape it up. Tape it up. I'll just do it real fast. You should do a nicer job than this, but I'm just going to show you guys. I still have to put these in order, so I don't want to waste supplies. Don't go crazy with the tape either. You don't want them sitting in there for a half hour trying to unpackage your stuff. Just get it nice and secure like this. Everything's well protected now, okay? Now this is going to go inside of the box. I'm going to simulate that. Hopefully you can imagine that in your head. I'm sure all of you can. So we're pretending that this is going inside of the box here. Now we're inside of our cardboard box. We're just going to grab our papers, okay? You need to put both copies in your box. Just fold them right in half and put them inside your box. I don't want to show you that one. It's got all my personal information on it. But you're just going to fold those two copies. It says right at the top what the copies are, okay? And you're just going to fold it in half. Bada bing, bada boom. Fold it in half again. Put it with this. Make sure you have the right order with the right one. And you need to write at the top. There, you can probably see it there. Total number of items in package. See that? And then total number of collectibles included in this package from all orders. So you need to make sure you write that in there. And then fold that in half along with your inventory list. Both copies. Fold it in half. Put inside your box. Now we got your box all packaged up. We'll pretend this is your covered cardboard box. Your box is all packaged up. You're just gonna print out a label like you would any other and ship it to PSA. But before you do that, they've got this new thing now. So you're gonna cut this label out that this will print out with your inventory list that we just did on the computer. And you're gonna take this label right here and you're gonna stick that bad boy on the outside of your package. Make sure you don't obscure it in any way. With your shipping label, and that way when it arrives to PSA they can scan it and you can get an update knowing that your package is there and safe inside of PSA, because it's going to go to a PO box first and have to get picked up. But that'll let you know it's at PSA, the actual physical building, and that it's safe, because it could be another 10 weeks 11 weeks even before they open the package. But that's a way that they've got to kind of expedite things. So that's it, guys. I know it wasn't super detailed, but I just want to kind of cover the general aspect and experience of PSA grading. Definitely feel free to shoot me any questions. MayceCollectibles@gmail.com. Be glad to try to answer them for you. But that's it, folks. That's PSA shipping, nice and easy. Let me know if you have any questions. Appreciate you. Take care.